Right. We have a problem here on the board. Um, we are going to look at, right? This is a diagram here on the board. There is a circle, and inside the circle is inscribed a rectangle. As the problem reads, the points A, B, C, and D lie on a circle. Center O, this is the center of the circle, O here. And ABCD is a rectangle. AB 8 centimeters, BC 10 centimeters. Work out the circumference of the circle. Give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So how do we go about solving this problem? How do you go about solving this problem? We want to find the circumference of the circle. The circumference of a circle is given by 2 pi radius. You need to know the radius. This is a constant. Pi is a constant. 3.142 or 22/7. This is a constant too. But what about the radius? So it's the radius we need to calculate. We need to know first from this diagram. So how do you go about finding the radius here? Let's change the ink. You know, this is a rectangle. A rectangle looks like this. And here we are given 8, and this is 10 centimeters. Centimeters. Right? So let's find the diagonal of this rectangle. Calculate the diagonal, because the diagonal here will pass through the center of the circle. Whether we draw it here or draw it here, whichever way. Now we have drawn it from that side. If this was our A, B, C, and D, so this one now will form a rectangle triangle. Now we have two right angle triangles here. We have this one, the upper one, we have the lower one. They are both the same. They are both the same. Yeah? So what we need to know, we now need to find the value of this line, this diagonal. This diagonal. We need it. So how do we find the value of this diagonal? We now use a theorem that is very popular. They call Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. You must be familiar with it. If you have a right angle triangle like this, you want to find the value of this length, AC. The rule tells us that AC squared must be equals to AB squared plus BC squared. We don't know what AC squared is, but we already know AB squared is 8 squared plus this is 10 squared. And this is 64 plus 100. So this gives us 164. But we want AC, not AC squared. And then AC will give us the square root of 164. Since we are not going to find this is not our final answer. So there is no point trying to find the square root of 164 because you won't get a perfect number here. You'll get something, point something. We don't want that because we've already been told, give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. And this is not our final answer. So because we have this square root sign, let's leave it like this. So we now know that AC squared, AC is square root of 164. And then what about AO? There is O here, the center of the circle. So AO or OC, AO is equals to OC, and this is equals to half of this square root number. We get 164 divided by 2, because it's half of the way. Why do we need that? We could have used this using the other formula with the diameter. We change this R to diameter. Yeah? We change this R to diameter. Well, this is GCSE. It might be difficult to do that. So now, you know now, what is AO or OC? This is, in fact, your radius. That is your radius. Because this whole thing here, this line will pass through the center of the circle. So from point to point is a diameter. Half of it is the radius. So that is our R. Now we know our radius is the square root of 164 divided by 2. Correct? So now let's find the circumference of the circle. The question says, work out the circumference of the circle. Correct? So the circumference of the circle, I will call it big C, is equals to 2 pi r. And we know this is 2 times pi times what is r? The square root of 164 all over 2. And this is centimeters. And you can see that these two will cancel. And pi, on your calculator, you can just use pi if you want to. So let's find first the square root of 164. This gives us 12.862 times pi. So times pi so you get 40, correct, to 3 significant figures. 40.2 is 40.2237. Well, they want 3 significant figures. So 40.2 centimeters. So that is your final answer, right? This kind of problem, what you do, first, you try to understand the question properly. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.